do a short video on my e-collar training. His remote is paired to the speaker again, so you can hear the remote. He's off leash, and I'm just going to go over how to use this one more time so you have a video reference. Okay, so I layer all my commands over the e-collar. They pair with each other. Okay, so it's Walter, sit, place, down, come, let's go, here. These are all his commands, and I hit the e-collar at the same time I say them. I don't let go of the e-collar until I get the full commitment from him. So if I say Walter, come, I need to see that he's coming my way to turn the e-collar off. I don't need to hold it on until he gets to me, just the commitment, right? I need to see the commitment before I turn it off. So even if I start the layer at the same time, I say Walter, come, and my e-collar turns on at the same exact time, I don't let go of my e-collar stem until I see that he feels that and starts to come my way. If he does not respond to the e-collar, I turn it up until he does. Now, I don't turn it up until he shocks. I don't turn it up until he freaks out. I turn it up until he responds. This is the hard part for you guys. This is what's going to be the biggest challenge. So I'm just going to start moving him around. You might not be able to hear all my commands because I'm going to go out into my field, my yard. But anytime you hear this speaker turn on, just know that I've given him a form of command. Let's go, Walter. He's on a 4 right now, and what I did was I said, I went and kind of said go potty, or sometimes I'll say go ahead. I kind of intermix the two. Go ahead, go potty, and that's kind of his release word. He doesn't really like to go out on his own very much, so I can say that a lot. And if he doesn't have to go potty, he'll just stay close to me, which is fine, but just kind of be aware that if he doesn't go out when you ask him to, it probably has something to do with the fact he doesn't have to go to the bathroom. I go here and I pull my leg out like this. Here. That wasn't a very good example because I had to kind of dance with him to get the right positioning. He really struggles with this command, and it isn't because he doesn't understand it. He actually does understand it. It's just that here and place are very highly committed commands, and he doesn't necessarily always know if he wants to do that level of commitment in a certain moment. Let's go. Please. Great job, buddy. So we'll go over the here command here in a second, but I'm going to kind of challenge him on plate. Just to kind of make sure and you guys don't have to run around, but I'm just making sure he stays. So again, you'll notice what I do is when I want him to go into a here, so I take a step back, I say here, see how I took a step back? And then I bring my leg in, and I want him to be right there. So if I don't get it, take a step back again, here, come, here, come. Again, this is not for lack of learning. This is just this, see how he kind of darts off to the side? He's trying to avoid the commitment. Let's go. Wait. So I like to see more commitment before they go home. He doesn't do this to me as much as he is in this video, which I'm glad he is, because then I can show you. But I don't like him to see him blowing off commands before they go home, and I am getting that from him a little bit, but I think that if you guys can just follow through and try to keep those expectations consistent, that you could be able to finish this off for him. It's just that he gets really tense about certain things, and if you go, oh, he's not listening, and you throw in the towel and give up, then he won't ever follow through. So it's just a matter of maintaining the expectations I'm giving you and following through with them every time you ask for it. Walter, come. Alright, here we get some resistance, okay? So I'm going to go up. Walter, come. And I kept going up, now I'm at a 7. Here. Come. Here. Good. Good job, Walter. Tried to glove onto my leg, place. So I put pressure on him. I didn't kick him or move him, and I didn't move away from him. I just put pressure on him, pushed against him until he got off my leg. And then I didn't hold, the e-collar did not turn off until he came to me, and I went up, which I can do it with one hand, so it does put you at a disadvantage because you're going to have to add that second hand in there, and the dial is very sensitive. But you got to keep going up until he listens. And I want to say the e-collar is the barometer for the brain. So if you have to go up to 30, 50, 70, I don't care. If he's not listening, if you go up and up and up and up and up until he does, he will learn he doesn't get away with not listening. And this e-collar is so low stim, it gives you the option to go up very slow until you get your response without overcorrecting. The barometer for the brain part comes from the intensity in which the dog's brain is in. So if they're the higher level of intensity, the higher the e-collar will go. I have gone up as high as this collar can go on him before because of his level of tension and resistance in certain scenarios. I don't see that anymore as the number range is very low now, but he might do that to you. The reason why he's not going up any higher with me now is because he realized how high I can actually go. And he's like, oh crap, like I can't really pull the brakes on this lady. She can follow through and make it happen. And he didn't even yelp. right? There was no, it looked similar to what you're seeing today. So his brain was basically just saying, that's how high you're gonna have to go if you want to make this happen. And I want you to keep that in mind, because a lot of people go, oh, I don't want to go past 20. I rarely even look at my dial. I just keep turning the dial until the dog commits. And then I'll go, oh wow, that was an 11. Or oh wow, that was a 55. Because if I'm gradual about going up, and I'm consistent about making sure to continue to go up until I get my response, that number is only going to tell me how high their intensity level is. It has nothing to do with shocking them. It's just that their brain was in a state of mind where it was in such a high level of resistance, it required I put that much pressure on the dog to get them to respond. So we definitely have to keep that in mind, because he gets to points in training where he says, no, I'm putting the brakes on. And it's your job to go, too bad, Walter. You're not going to get better unless I follow through, and unless you realize that you have these guidelines to abide by. And if you can follow those guidelines, he's going to get to be much better and less anxious. Walter, come. Now let's say, sit. Let's say you want to do the here command. And you flick your leg out like this, and Walter kind of does this side step thing where he's not really flipping into a here. He's kind of just trying to hover around you in this area. What you can do is, Walter, here, actually turn and put pressure on him. If you have the leash on him, you can make it happen with the leash. You can always grab his collar, make it happen. The more we make it happen, the less resistance he's going to give us, right? So I want to give him an option, but if I can see outward defiance, then I'm going to make it happen. Which is kind of what you're seeing right now. What I want to encourage you guys to do is use your body with him. Not aggressively, but he uses his body against me. He's constantly banging into my leg, trying to claim it, trying to cut me off. He's been much better this week. But even in this video, you've seen it. And just now, he was trying to come back here and put all this pressure behind me. And so I kind of moved him with my foot. I want you to use your body against him to help get him in position, or to help get him out of your space. And it can be actual physical touch, if it has to be. Or it can just be physical pressure. This is pressure. So I was saying, like, let's say he gets into this position, and that's not a here, because he's in front of me. Even though he's sitting, he's too far in front, and that this is not the position that he's learned. You can actually, if this doesn't work, you can actually put pressure on him. Here. See how he wouldn't listen to that. Which I do feel bad for him right now, because he really didn't do anything wrong. But you can actually, here, put physical pressure on him. And that kind of moves him back. So we might have to go over this at the go home. And it's not fluidly working in this video like I hoped it would. But I want to kind of show you how you can use your body and different tools to kind of manipulate this final step. I'll wrap it up. Place. So my employee needs to use the yard right now, but I think I got mostly everything I needed to in terms of an e-collar tutorial out of the way. And you can see he's doing well. And there's not much more to it than that, other than doing recalls off things that aren't place, like actual stimulus, which is the same rules apply, but we might have to set it up tomorrow so it's more realistic. So hopefully that was helpful.